Alright, today I'm going to be working on my chimney. I just had the roof done and I discovered that my chimney has been rotting for years. I had a leak right up there and there's a big hole in the wood. So I pulled all the siding off and I'm going to be tearing all this wood off. And it looks like I'm going to be replacing that 2x10 right there. So let me get some materials and I'm going to get some scaffold set up and we're going to get started on this project. Looks like a lot of fun. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. I have some scaffold set up. As you can recall, that bottom 2x10 was pretty rotted. So I replaced that. Also, I replaced 3 sides of that sheeting. It was difficult getting that sheet off right there. It was all stapled on and the staples were behind that J channel. And it was pretty challenging to get off. Today I'm going to be working on that piece right there. That one's really rotted. I have a piece of wood screwed on temporarily to cover that hole. But hopefully that piece won't be as difficult to get off, but we will soon find out. Alright, so you can see what I'm dealing with here. Got a huge hole in the sheeting on the side of the chimney. I just had the roof done and they installed the flashing correct, but they put it right over this rotted sheeting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these nails out and try to sneak this piece of sheeting out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap ice and water, which is what this is, ice and water shield. And I'm going to tuck some behind there. And I'm going to wrap this all with ice and water. I'm just going to wrap the whole thing. And then when I'm done doing that, I'm going to put ice and water overlapping the flashing as well. So any water that comes down is going to get on this side of the flashing and shed off the roof. I am concerned about that piece of fascia board right there, which is rotted on the end. But we'll see how close I get. When I put the sheeting on, there is going to be a J channel here, so it might cover that. So I'm going to see how close we can get. I don't want to have to replace this piece. I certainly don't want to put a little chunk in. So I might end up replacing a couple feet of this. But I'm going to see just how close I can get with the J channel. Alright, I now have that piece of sheeting on there. Turned out pretty well. I was able to get it out from behind that soffit and fascia board there. And I was able to tuck a new piece right up behind it. So my plan is to wrap the chimney with ice and water shield. I'm going to try to tuck it in right behind that J channel in the vinyl. Let me see if I could do that. Might be kind of challenging by myself. And I'm going to try to tuck it in behind the vinyl, just like that. That should give me a nice seal. Once I do that, I'm going to caulk this with some silicone and then I have another J channel that butts into that. So this might be difficult to put on myself, but I'm going to give it a shot, and I'll be right back. I replaced 9 sheets of OSB backing, and then I covered it with ice and water shield all the way down. And I did decide to put a small piece of fascia board here. I was able to tuck a piece of ice and water shield back behind there. I got it to go all the way behind there, all the way behind the J channel. So I'm going to be replacing that piece. And what I'm going to do here is I got a little mock-up piece of 1x10 cedar. I'm replacing everything with 1x6 pine. But in the back of the chimney here, this is where I had a problem. Right there at the flashing. I'm using a 1x10. So when my J channel goes down there, that's going to be able to go right down the side of that flashing. So that'll work pretty good. As opposed to the 1x6, I had a small piece of J channel here, and it was caused me a problem. So I'm going to eliminate the small piece of J. I'm going to use a piece of 1x10 only on the back side of the chimney. I think that'll be a wise decision. So, and I use cedar so it won't rot. Obviously, I'm going to hold this up, you know, 3/4 of an inch off the flash in there. So that'll be good, and I'll see you next on the next clip. All right, I'm up top of the chimney. I have all my vertical pieces on. I'm getting ready to put my horizontal pieces on around the top. Now originally, it had a flush joint here, and the caulk broke away and ended up with a gap like that, and water was getting inside and made a big old mess. So what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to hold it out about 1/4 of an inch. So I'll have a reveal on the bottom, and I'll have a nice caulk joint there, and it'll look nice. So I'm going to hold it out 1/4 inch all the way around the whole perimeter of the chimney. Now originally, the horizontal pieces were made with a butt joint like that. And over time that joint came apart and the caulk broke away and water just got inside there and it was a big mess. So I'm not going to do that this time. I'm going to use a miter joint. I'm going to miter these on a 45-degree angle. And I'm going to put them together this way. Just like that. And this joint won't need to be caulked, it'll be airtight. I'm going to glue it and nail it, and that joint won't come apart, and I won't have to worry about it. The next thing I'm going to do is after I put my first piece of horizontal board all the way around, I'm going to make another, I'm going to put another piece all the way around, and it's going to look like that. Give it a little extra detail, and that'll turn out nice. So I'll have a little reveal there on the bottom, and then I'll have this reveal here on the top. So we'll see how it turns out. See you on the next clip. All right, I'm done with this project. You can see that extra 1/4 inch reveal on the bottom, and that 1 by around the top really gives it a nice look to it. Makes it dimensional, and it turned out great. I hope you enjoyed the video, and don't forget to smack that like button and give me a thumbs up, and leave me a question or a comment. That would be great. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.